when it is heard, then it is called Shruti. Look, when we are saying apne atma ki awaaz suno, listen to the voice of your soul. So because it is heard, now it may not be heard as we are talking and you are listening through ears. Not that heard. Heard that when you are contemplating very deeply, still you hear. So then the same soul is known as Shruti. So Smriti is when we remember wave of relationships, how things are related. Whole journey is explorations of relationships only. Whatever discoveries are being made through science or anything, everywhere the demand for peace is increasing. All relationships, there is some struggle going on. They also want peace. Countries also want peace. Corporations also want peace. Who is not wanting peace? What is this peace then? Peace is one, but there are levels of peace. And it is through meditation alone that we experience that peace. Anywhere when you talk in terms of oneness, then always you should be aware that from where you are speaking, which direction, deduction or induction. For doing something good, one should not hesitate. Brain, maximum it can imagine is all pervasiveness. You try to imagine something more than that and let me know. These are people, you can imagine anything. I'm saying you can't imagine anything like
that. So actually our path is Smriti Yoga. So you were explaining the difference between Shruti and Smriti. Then I was wondering, you mentioned Smriti Yoga, right? But then I think the answer also comes there. SSY is the path of knowing Shruti through Smriti. So wanted to hear more about it.
So in single sentence, Shruti, soul, Ved, Atma, these are all synonyms. When we say synonym, why the other word is needed? So because we are complex being, we know that we are one, but we are many also. So when this many hood or manyness or many we manifest, then only through qualities that synonyms are known. Like any synonym you see, like jal, we say for pani, water. So what is the quality of water which makes us call it jal? So it has a quality of burning also, jal na jal. So many meanings, not one. Just if you make it ice, then if you keep for long, it start burning. Instead of coldness, it will start burning also. So likewise, through qualities only it is reflected. So when it is heard, then it is called Shruti. Look, when we are saying apne atma ki awaaz suno, listen to the voice of your soul. So because it is heard, now it may not be heard as we are talking and you are listening through ears. Not that heard. Heard that when you are contemplating very deeply, still you hear. So then the same soul is known as Shruti. So because it is coming from the Srotra, that is the Sanskrit word, source. So it is Shruti. So many meanings of the same word also. It is not one meaning of one word. Depending on the context, so every synonym has also very many meanings. But it is by different qualities that the same thing is known as different. So Smriti is when we remember. Now it is deductive also. By listening you remember, and it is inductive also. By remembering you listen. So there are when you become intense, then there is no difference between Smriti and Shruti. They are same. But as I am saying time and again, because we are complex, the one only became many. So the things have been devised. So when we find out that relationship, wave of relationships, how things are related, whole journey is explorations of relationships only. Whatever discoveries are being made through science or anything, first as subject, then as object, this ultimately, that alone. So more and more, if you can take the example of fish. Now fish always stays in water, though it is a living being. but it is so much synonymous, so much one, it is oneness is so much with water that the moment it is out, it stops living, it dies. So it has not developed so much in diversity, then other beings developed, and then we have amphibian and whole cycle, that they can stay outside, inside, both. So this is how it is. Science is seeing that through objects. So they want to give a term to something, but if you go deeper, then you reach into the metaphysics. If you look at subtly at things, then more and more oneness is manifested. More and more things are coming. We come to know that they are coming from the same source, from the same one only. Things are becoming many. So if you go to more deeper sciences, then you come to know all these activities. They are now saying no, that we said entanglement and all that one particle here and one particle somewhere else, but the functioning is same, or one particle is both the places, either ways you want to say. So this is the situation, that where from we are approaching, where are we stationed. Things are one only. Shruti is same, Smriti is same. But because of our station in life, where is our consciousness? Accordingly, we can take it that, okay, what I am remembering, that is Smriti, or what is I am listening, that is Shruti. But even if you go word meaning also, so as we have said that Isma means to be, Rati means to be immersed into that. So that is again Smriti becomes Shruti. But for the sake of our understanding and where we are, from there only we'll move. So this is how it should be seen. That through remembering also something we have heard, we are remembering, ponder over, we will reach to the same. Or from there, if we are seeing, then we are seeing this is how the Smriti has become. The same Shruti is becoming Smriti. So this is how it is. Everywhere the demand for peace is increasing, individually also, and in everywhere. Family also wants peace. In all relationships there is some struggle going on, they also want peace. Countries also want peace, countries are struggling. Corporations also want peace. Who is not wanting peace? What is this peace then? When everybody is wanting more and more, we are evolving and developing, more and more need for peace is felt. People everywhere are looking for it. We are sitting in satsang, they are also again peace. If you read any shlok, in the last they will say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Having said everything, they are also peace. Even if you read slokas, they are also saying Yasha Shantam na Vidhu Kashmai Devaya Tasmai Nama. The whose peace cannot be explored. It is so deep. We say Namaste to that Deva, whosoever that is. So oneness, I am explaining that. So this much peace is there. Then a little bit truce is reached somewhere. They say peace ho gaya. Now so there are levels of peace. Peace is one, but there are levels of peace, and it is through meditation alone that we experience that peace. Now that is where people, those who are reading only through books, and they have no approach to living relationship of a guru disciple, are not going for satsang, they will not be in a position to experience it, because book will tell you peace, one word, but there are levels in it. Until and unless you experience it, become evidence of it, how will you know that which peace we are referring to? So generally when somebody is in turmoil and you sit for relaxation, I'm at peace, thoda peace mil jata hai, that I am at peace. But if you are practicing daily and you are pondering over and you are always trying to be in satsang, being with truth, then your levels of peace will become different. That means now you become capable of holding it as a sampatti, property. So if somebody needs, you can give little. Now that transfer can be felt when you need it and you get it. So you also become the evidence, not the giver. You become the evidence who receives it. But yes, you can attain to it. You can come to know that it is there with you. When you are doing some sadhana, then you come to know that this property is there. That feeling is also clear. See that it can be, if you have so much of peace, you can transform it into love. compassion, anything. It is the same property. As I keep saying, it is like gold. You have a lump of gold. You can make any ornament you want out of it. So, peace is like that. Aim in life should be that you reach to that state of peace where world ceases to be. World ceases to be means what? Whatever turmoil is going on in the world, it doesn't affect you because you know it doesn't exist in reality. It is just appearing to be there. So, this is possible when you are in that deep state of peace, from where whatever comes generally to disturb you, you know there is no need for it. I to get disturbed by it. It anyway doesn't exist. It is existing relatively so long as this body is there, and that too, if I am living with Sanyam, then I will not be affected even by that, though I have a body, whatever is happening. So, that should be the aim, the purpose, that we reach to that state of peace where the world's problems don't affect us, we don't get affected. Then you will find solution to them. You will become solution to such. Now, whether your solutions will be applied by people or not, that is another question. Because for that, trust is needed. No, suppose there is war is going on between this Ukraine and Russia, or in Hamas and Israel situation is there. Very many people, it is not that people do not have solution. Very many people have solution. But are the ones who have to apply it taking those solutions, that okay, I am fine with these solutions. So what is stopping them? Trust. Why trust is not there? So many reasons. Few we know: national interest, ego, such things, being in power, fear of losing power, all these things are there. So, but those who have the solutions, they have the solutions. So they are not affected because they know if they are asked, they will give the solution. Otherwise, levels of peace is still operating. Now there is some kind of truce now in current time. But still situations keep on happening. So can you call it peace? When it is not stable, how can you call it peace? But still you say peace. So what is the solution for all that? If all begin to meditate, if it becomes the part of education, that like other things you are considering necessary, that also you make the part of your curriculum and syllabus, that it is necessary. Like so the physical training is there, children, we give 1 hour that you have to do. Likewise, now they say no, include yoga and physical exercise. Okay, but it is a physical exercise at the end of the day. So no, meditation has to be included because it is not connected to, in that sense, if people want to see like that, then it is not connected to any religion. It is for the human being. It is most useful for the human being. No human being can say that it is, I mean, of course, if they want to say, they can say whatever they want to say. But in real sense, nobody can say it doesn't apply to me. It applies to all. Like breathing applies to all. So it is about breathing in the beginning. That is why people, those who saw the problems of human mind, they say better begin with breathing. Because at least on this, you are likely to agree. Because openly you can't refute that I don't breathe. Anybody, any human being, whatever religion, nation, caste, gender, or whatever they are belonging to, if you say, do you breathe? They can't refute on your face that I don't breathe. They will have to accept. It is such an open thing. So I said, okay, you breathe in a certain pattern. Let's change it. Gradually, if you are honest with yourself, you will reap the benefit. Now, if you are really honest, then your religious cover will flow. Then you will not be in a position to hold that ki nahi, ab iski zarurat hai nahi. It is not needed. When I am the real thing, why do I need to cover it? So that way it should become the part of the syllabus. Then children begin to meditate, then they will understand the levels of peace. That you see, something when you make it, part of education. अभी क्या हो रहा है? The part of educations are so many wrong things. Now openly you can't tell them because society is not ready for that. You are not telling something to satisfy your ego. You are telling for the welfare of others. Then others need to ready to receive that. If they have not reached even to that level, that if you tell them something, they say no, we can't accept that. So the way goes through education. So the same oneness which operates through peace, there are levels of peace, and those levels of peace should be experimented upon when you are hit with some situation. And if you are able to hold your peace, that means you have earned something through your practice. Because your reasoning, anything you are hit, if you have little stability, then first thing you will do is reasoning. Am I doing it correct? What behavior I am going to do, or I am not? Is there some scope to behave differently? The moment you do reasoning, you will remember, oh, world doesn't exist in reality, it is an appearance. So in appearance you have freedom, like in your imagination you have a freedom to write whatever you want to write. So in behavior, so wise people, what they say, they define certain boundaries. They say physically violence should not reach to the physical level, otherwise violence is mental, and also mental cruelty also defined in the law, but that is secondary. And because people did not meditate, so in some cases if you read family law cases, then somewhere they have taken mental cruelty is more real than the physical reality, which is incorrect. It is not so, because they have not experimented with levels of peace, so they could not fathom what they are deciding on to. It is always boundaries will always be physical. Violence should never reach to physical level. Because mental, if somebody is at peace, then he or she will not be affected by that. Though it may be inflicted, but they, because of being in meditation, they will not be affected. So that all that can be experimented. Because anywhere when you are mentally affected, given thing is that mentally you are one. Otherwise, how can you get affected? So when you are in meditation, you can detach yourself from your mind, so you don't get affected, and you can transfer the peace to the other also without saying anything. So that is the wonder of mind, or that is the wonder of meditation. Science has not reached yet there, but it will not deny, it will verify gradually, and it is verifying. You see, doctors now, they have started telling that it is good if you meditate, it helps, because they verified it. They saw, oh, somebody is sitting in meditation, it calms them down, their bodies begin to function in much more rhythm. So why it is necessary to give a medicine if it can be cured just by breathing in certain way or sitting certain way? So what is our limitation so far? Science has discovered a science, I am saying popular science, because science is now also not one. Very many researchers are there, though they're not known to public. They are doing their research and they are finding out things, but they are finding it difficult to communicate because audience is not ready. You see, you learn new languages in software and computers, but can you explain to the one who doesn't know anything what is this language? So you wait, okay, and people reach to that level, then it is. So science so far, where popular science stays, it says no. Our brain has a limited capacity to perceive what is coming from mind. So brain and mind, we all know, are different things. So to what extent we have made our brain receptive to the mind. Brain should become receptive to the mind, and mind, you should, through meditation, you should make it more and more attained in terms of peace. That helps your brain also to become more receptive. Anywhere you, when you talk in terms of oneness, then always you should be aware that from where you are speaking, which direction, deduction or induction. You are deducting something, or you are, through whatever facts are available, through that you are going, inducting those things. So through brain also, by working at our brain, you become more receptive, and through working on mind, brain also becomes more receptive. Both things are there. These If you hear these psychosomatic diseases, see, mostly we hear things negatively, unfortunately. Positively, hardly we are hearing from hospitals or medical science. They are there to cure things that, okay, you have fallen in situation, so we'll cure you. But prevention, mostly they are calling yoga as a preventive thing. Good. At least you are considering that. So prevention is always better than cure, no? As we say something, if you do not fall in that situation, it is much better. But for that, you need to be that much positive. See, connoisseur of good things. So everywhere, wherever the downfall is happening, you see, it is happening because of mind mostly. See, entertainment industry is such a big industry. All heroes, we are calling them heroes, come from this entertainment industry. Why? And what are they giving us in terms of entertainment? You see, after some point of time, if you start consuming something, you lose the sense to know its quality, because by consuming you become that. First time, when if you see, I just you somebody does, it will be very interesting study if somebody does, and people would have done, I'm sure somewhere, maybe it has not come to the light, or there are pressure groups, those who don't want certain things to come to the light. Study in comedy shows how by and by level of comedy shows is going down, how it is becoming more and more negative, body shaming and all, ultimately abusing and suggesting gestures and all. Where has it reached? Earlier it used to be very subtle, only in language, then came sitcom, and now what all has occurred? It is deteriorating. And what for? To make people happy. Is it possible? So that is without making your mind, you see, dirty. There is no business for entertainment, because that will be, if you, it is not that it is cannot be created, but for your taste has to go up as a society. But it is easier to pull you down, and it is difficult to pull you up. So when mind has become like this, then in same mind you have to deal with the other situation. Suppose we are watching a comedy show, and after the same mind you have to deal with the relationships in the world. Mind is same. So will that not be affected? It will definitely affect it. The same people are there into war zones, into policy making, everywhere. A same audience is also coming from the same stock. So if society has to go up, overall society needs to change. So meditation gives an opportunity to clean the mind. That is why in our system cleaning is so much emphasized. And that first you clean, then move on, then you do whatever you are doing. So this way, if we have to go to become a better society from the very beginning, children should be given that environment, and then they will start enjoying. They'll not need that kind of entertainment. What they will start enjoying instead is research, because what you need entertainment is engagement of mind. How deeply you can engage your mind, how deeply your brain can immerse into your mind or the topic it is searching into. So if they are into meditative practice and their taste is good, then they'll do some research in some music or something, or some physics or chemistry or mathematics or spirituality, whatever their liking is. So that refinement will come, and mind will be engaged, brain will be engaged, so they'll not fall for such cheap things. Then your heroes will change. Otherwise, this is a sorry state of affairs. Now it is like they say, no, the egg and the hen story. If you ask entertainment industry people, they say, I am showing what is there in the society, people are liking it. So there is a something in it, to a trick, you say, some dishonesty involved there, because they are not saying I have the platform and I decide what is society liking. They don't say that because I am showing this, that is why society has no option but to like it, because they are looking for entertainment. That is true, but who decide that this will be the level of your giving them, doling out them the entertainment? You can go, there are, we may have seen, there are clean movies. Like also one example comes to me in Hindi is, there was a movie called Jindagi Na Milegi Dobara. It's a clean entertainment. No, ऐसा भी तो, you can make that kind of movies also, but instead what all you are making? And the most popular comedy show is the worst, but it is most popular. So these are the places where if people become awake, awakening begins with individual, with family, then it spreads. You can't say that it will come from top. No, goodness has to go from the bottom. In the family, for individual, the smallest link entity is individual, then family, then society, then world. Likewise it goes. So for saying, for doing something good, one should not hesitate, and meditation is one good thing.
Other statement, Guruji, where all the knowledge is exploration of various relationships. However, the dimensions of the relationships are infinite. Oneness alone can be infinite. So, Guruji, like this, I can understand the relationship of a guru and a disciple. But any other relationship, I don't feel that.
All the relationship between all particles, all what is there in the universe, they are only relationships only. Relationship in terms of human you are seeing, so you are saying this. But relationships I am referring there is anyway related, connected things, connection, how things are. That is, in that is correct what you are saying. That is in guru disciple relationship, but you are saying that is a complete relationship. That is a relationship. So that is correct, because that is the relationship of existence we are saying. That is not of the creation. So that is correct, that completeness is there in that relationship by dint of its being the relationship of existence, that is prior to creation. Now why we devise these things? So that people could understand properly. Somewhere we make differences, from one only everything has become many. So at various stages we keep defining so that it keeps making sense. Otherwise, if you say only one, then there is no discussion, there is no conversation. What will you say? You see, so we say that is complete. But down the line also it is true that everywhere what science is exploring, any discovery is happening, they are discovering only relationship between things. So that is what we are saying. It is nothing but the explorations of those relationships, that how things are related. Then only it will make sense. If one thing is not related to another, they are disjoint, disconnected. Imagine what is the, one thing will not understand another. So connection, relationship, these are synonyms. And depending on the context. See, any formula we study in science, E is equal to mc square, is a relationship we are defining. Anywhere it is a relationship we are telling. So we are saying it is exploration of relationships only. So somewhere it is outside, so long as material world is there, nature is different. Once it becomes spiritual, its nature is different. But that is also exploration of relationship only. So that goes into another domain. That's why once you reach to the state of bliss, it is different. But below that, it is different. But anyway, it is a exploration of relationships only. Anywhere we are doing. This is how whole evolution happens, and again, as we say, dissolution happens. This is the limit of a human brain. Brain maximum it can imagine is all pervasiveness. You try to imagine something more than that and let me know that anybody, any human being could imagine anything more than all pervasiveness. These are people, you can imagine anything. I'm saying you can't imagine anything beyond that. Imagine. It's a limit of human brain. So limitations are there, but people don't realize. So Einstein made this statement. So people, often I hear on platforms, they quote it as if, oh, profound, nothing. That's ठीक. So, he said that imagination is greater than intelligence, something like that. So, when we say all pervasiveness, then what else is left other than exploring that? So, things are explored when you are looking for some relationship, how they are connected. and more clearly you see all knowledge, you see it is pattern reading. Whatever non knowledge is there, it is pattern reading. Pattern reading means when you connect certain dots on a higher platform than anybody else did before you, then you call it discovery. You reach to a state where you connect a dot more wisely, more intelligently, depending on which level we are speaking, more intellectually, intellect to intelligence to wisdom. So in wisdom, when you are connecting dot, an entirely new plane, there is nothing new. There you connected something and created. It is called discovery or research. That is how humanity is progressing. Thank you.